Hi and welcome to Moffat. Today I'm going to take you through the care and operation of your new Combitherm 4 EasyDial Combi Oven. With some basic care and maintenance you'll get many years of great performance out of your Combitherm 4. The Combitherm 4 is a fully automatic wash system. Bear in mind that the automatic wash system cleans everything within the door seal, meaning everything on the outside of the door seal is a manual wash. We recommend warm soapy water and a soft cloth for that purpose. Please, no harsh scourers or metal scourers in the oven, it'll damage that fine stainless surface. And please, no chemicals, warm soapy water will do the job along with the automatic wash system. Please also bear in mind that the door seal comes to here on the glass, meaning it keeps this portion of the glass clean during the automatic clean. However, on the outside is still a manual clean, warm soapy water, soft cloth, and to keep the glass nice and clean, we can click these two clips, open up the inner door, and we can clean inside this portion of the door with warm soapy water and a soft cloth to keep that nice and clean. On the inside of the oven, if you wish to remove the tray runners for any reason, there is a clip on the either side of the top of the rack. You unclip that clip and you can lift off the 4 pins, tilt, drop them out if you so desire. And on this suction panel here on the left, if anything gets caught behind there, or any reason to get in behind there are 2 tabs. You can put a palette knife in or similar, turn the tabs and that whole panel will hinge open when the tray runners are out. On the inside, we have a multi-point core probe. This has 4 points across this core probe and takes a separate reading for all 4 probes. That means if it's that far into a chicken breast, it takes an accurate reading because it understands these 3 zones are false. However, if you have a large cut or a whole tray, we recommend you put the whole tray in. Please be careful when you put the probe back into the holster, as it's quite easy to get this cord caught in the tray runners. I recommend just putting a loop in and popping it into the side. Within the door area we have a hand shower. The hand shower will only come on when the oven's on and when the hose is out a certain distance from the oven. This hand shower is just for washing of vegetables, food related items such as filling rice and stocks, and is not for cooling down the oven. When it comes to cooling the oven, the screen will alert us that it wants to cool, and I'll talk you through that process shortly. The Combitherm 4 incorporates a 2-step door to ensure work safety for the user of the oven. The whole idea of the oven, as there's a lot of energy, especially when there's steam and high temperature, is to crack the door seal by turning the handle once to the right. This then breaks the door seal, allowing the energy, grease and heat to go up into the canopy where it's designed to go rather than into the user. Once this heat is dissipated, the energy's gone, you then turn the handle to the left as a second step of the door, and then we can open the door once that energy's been released prior. The door can also be slammed for service. To turn your EasyDial oven on, you simply press the on-off at the top to select the on mode, and you allow the oven to scroll through its software and come to this home screen. EasyDial is designed to start at the top of the screen and work your way down. We have our 3 main modes of cooking: steam, combination mode, convection, and we also have a regeneration mode for reheating of foods to allow nice moisture in the food without excessive condensation. Once we select a mode, we come down the screen and we can select a temperature. The default temperatures for each are different depending on the mode. However, we can select the temperature button, turn the dial, and we can select a temperature. We can then come down, select the time mode, select a time in minute as a countdown timer, or if we wish the oven to run continuously, we go back to 1 minute, back left 1 more, and we get 4 dashes, meaning the oven will run on infinite time. We can also select the core temperature probe inside the oven by selecting this side with the core temperature, and we can select the desired end temperature or core temperature, and the oven will just go, and time is now irrelevant. It's basically going on a core temperature. The oven can be as simple as that. Select a temperature, time or core probe, and to start the oven we can press the EasyDial here. You'll see the green has gone from green to red, meaning it's now cooking. This is now in demonstration mode, however your oven will run in real time, and the oven can be as simple as that. However, we have further options as we come down the screen. In steam mode, we have nothing along this screen here, but we do have in each mode 5 fan levels. It defaults to level 4, which is a great medium for basic general food cooking. However, things like baking paper, spinach, creme caramels, you may look to reduce the fan speed to stop that moving around. And we can go to a full fan speed for full loads, drying, crisping, and that type of cooking. As I mentioned, in steam mode, these options are not usable. In combination mode, where you have a small amount of moisture as a gas to help with the efficiency of the cooking, we have an option called Humidity Pro. It lines up with the button to remind you it's relevant to that mode. And in Humidity Pro, it defaults to an automatic setting whereby this is off. Meaning, if you load this oven full of food products such as chicken that gives off a lot of moisture, the oven software will understand the saturation is too high and take excess moisture out. If you put in something dry in combination mode, it will put a small amount of moisture in to keep that correct saturation. However, we can reduce the saturation on 5 levels below automatic, and it's particularly important and handy when you're doing food holding, that type of product where you can reduce the temperature down to say 80 degrees as a food holding cabinet, and we can reduce the humidity, stop forming condensation on top of those foods. In dry convection mode, humidity is irrelevant, and we now have an option lining up called C&T or Crisp and Tasty, which is active moisture removal. It's a bit like taking a lid off a pot or a pan and allows excess moisture to come out of the oven on 5 levels, 5 being the most aggressive. It's a great feature for crisping of chicken skin, duck skin, crackling on pork, drying meringue, pavlova, and dehydrating of foods. We also have, in dry convection mode, an option called Bake Pro at the end. Despite the fact we're in dry convection mode, everyone knows that a good baker will inject some steam into his static deck oven to allow great formation of the crust, good shine and good longevity of that crust. And on 5 levels, we can replicate what the baker does by injecting some steam in at the start of the bake. It will allow that moisture to settle on the product, and then it bakes off in dry to give a fantastic baking result. As we come down again, as I mentioned, we can just start the EasyDial now, but if I've set 150 degrees for an hour and 10 minutes and the oven's currently on 50 degrees, the timer will start despite the fact it's not at temperature. So this way, we can actually preheat the oven or cool down the oven, I'll show you before we start cooking. All we need to do is make our selection, and if it's flashing at me, it says it needs to preheat the oven. And without doing anything, I simply select the up key, and your oven will heat up to the selected temperature. We can also do a cool down of the oven. I can't show you in demonstration mode, however, if you're at a higher temperature, say 180 degrees, and you then wish to steam at 60 degrees, the oven will prompt you to cool the oven down by flashing at the bottom of this key here to alert you to cool down. It'll also prompt you here to open the door. We simply open the door and then we acknowledge by pressing the down key, and the oven will then cool down. In EasyDial, we can set 99 numeric programs, and within the programs we can also set a multi-step profile up to 9 steps in one cook. A great example of a basic 2-step recipe would be, say, a roast pork, where I would cook my roast pork in combination mode at, say, 165 degrees. I would set my core temperature probe to 72, and then that will give a beautiful, nice roast with some browning and caramelisation, but it's not going to give a great crackling. So what I can do is add a step to that recipe by pressing the book again. It then prompts me on step 2 what I'd like to do. I can then select a dry convection heat. I can up my temperature to 200 degrees because it's already cooked gently in the middle on combination mode to a core temperature. I'm just trying to achieve a crackling for, say, 10 minutes with Crisp and Tasty. Press the book again. It prompts me for a step 3. I can keep going up to 9 steps if I wish, perfect for overnight cooking. Or if I confirm by pressing again, I save my 2-step recipe. Every time I do roast pork or my staff wish to do it, all I do is direct them to the program with a note to say program 1 is roast pork, 2-step recipe, they put the roast pork in, press the dial and away it goes. To delete that profile, I simply go into the one I wish to delete. I press and hold the book. It then prompts me to delete. I press the book again to confirm, and that program is now gone. The screen is then once again flashing and prompting me to write a program. We have 99 numeric programs we can put in EasyDial. When it comes to cleaning the oven, as I mentioned before, Convatherm 4 has an automatic wash system. To access this wash system, we simply press the droplet at the bottom of the user panel. We can select between a semi-automatic clean, and this is really a manual clean for steaming, spraying and chemical, and is not relevant to this oven. We can then turn the dial once and we have a 5-minute water-only rinse with no chemical. This is fantastic for in-between cooking, such as doing loads of fish and meat, and then you may wish to do some pastries or cakes. This will give a very nice wash to the oven without using chemical in just 5 minutes, and this 5-minute water rinse can be stopped at any time by pressing the dial. We then turn the dial once more and we get to the first of the fully automatic wash systems. 1, 2, 3, 4 are based on the soil level and how dirty the oven is. It shows you the complete time at the top for that process, and we then turn once more, and along those 4 soil levels we can add a steam sanitisation and drying feature on at the end. It extends a short amount of time on top of the original clean, but it will sanitise and dry your oven for you. Every time you select a clean in automatic mode, the oven will always prompt you to open the oven and check for food. Along with all these great features, to the left of the user interface we also have a USB port for access to very comprehensive asset recording. If you'd like further information on this, please contact your local Moffat representative and we'll talk you through the process to download that ComboLink software at no charge. Thanks for listening. I trust you'll enjoy your new Convatherm 4 oven. If you'd like further information, feel free to contact Moffat or your local dealer and we'll be in contact shortly.